Here it is the entrance of the exhibition. We try to develop the concepts that will be inside the exhibition. Of course, the occasion is the discovery of gravitational waves. Two black holes made their fusion and created vibrations in space-time that we call gravitational waves. These gravitational waves were detected not far from here in Virgo, in this interferometer. It's a very precise interferometer with two mirrors and lasers between them. We try to keep the distance between the two very stable so that when the gravitational wave comes, we see the change of distance between these fantastic mirrors with high reflectivity and many other special properties. Now, the discovery is one of the biggest predictions of Einstein. And it is again the occasion for us to revisit the concepts of space, time and matter, which are typically and historically the concepts that are the crossroad between science and art. Both art and science visit these concepts. So this is the first thing. The second thing is that we don't apprehend the universe from now on only with our eyes. Remember that Pascal was saying the eternal silence of these infinite spaces makes me to have fear. We tell him, don't be afraid, Pascal. We have heard also the sound of the universe. Why are we saying this? We're saying this because the frequencies that this fusion are seeing are from 10 Hz to 10 kilohertz, and they are the acoustic. It's not a sound, a real sound, it is a transformation, but this transformation, it is in the acoustic spectrum, and therefore we say that we hear the rhythm of space. That's, if you wish, what is behind the concept of rhythm of space. So, multisensorial apprehension of the universe, not only vision, but also sound, and why not smell. As Kant was saying, you have a difference between the sublime, which is only visible, and the beautiful, which is also social, where you can see it in many different ways. Third theme of the exhibition is, in order to be able to see these things, your detector is embedded in an environment, and you have to separate the changes of your interferometer, of your instrument, that are due to the environment, that is seismicity, the passage of clouds, acoustic noise that comes from helicopters, electromagnetic noise, all the noises, but also the life of the earth surrounding us. So we are not only embedded in space, and I should say before that one of the major things that the general relativity says is that we are not just simple objects that move in an immobile universe that does not change with our presence. In the times of Newton and Galilei, Newton was considering space as sensorium Dei, that is, the eyes of God, if you wish. It's not anymore this case. This now, the presence of mass deforms the space around it. So as a joke, we put everything as if we were professors on a blackboard, but a blackboard that is not flat, is a blackboard that the presence of what we made a black hole here made out of ceramic, deforms the space around it. And it is the famous space that it is surrounding the mass. So third, all this is communication. All these are messages that started with electromagnetism, where for the first time space became the ether in their first formulation, where it was feel for something that vibrates and can emit and receive signals. And this brings us the occasion to remember Marconi, who not far from here again, in Coltano, was a person that started the communication between continents. And the message is a very complicated thing. It's another space message today with our portables, with all the things we're living in, is the space and time and matter in which we're living. So this is also a big message. And we have here a very famous physicist that said once that the preservation of life is not a matter of energy, but this of signal over background. This is a very, very, very strong signal, and you'll see it all over the exhibition. Noise and signal, and how you can separate the signal from the noise. So all these things, space-time and matter, multisensorial embedding in the universe, embedding in the atmosphere and the earth, embedding in a communication network, can be described by a metaphor that you can find by Deleuze, and our philosopher Hans Wiesmann said that, which says that the swimmer, by swimming, forms the water around him, makes waves. At the same time, the water does not let the swimmer go wherever he wants or she wants. Forces the swimmer to follow a certain path. This is this game of how you form space around you and space forms you. And this is a classical metaphor of general relativity. Wheeler said that space tells matter where to go, and matter deforms space around. You could say that the swimmer is the image of what we think, but this is not only for space-time matter, it is also for environment, it is also for messages, it is also for how we apprehend